Today, we're checking out the Fifine K658 USB dynamic microphone for streaming, podcasting, gaming, and all that good stuff. I'm going to keep this video as simple as possible. I'm not going to throw out these advanced audio terms that I learned in music school. I'm going to make it easy to understand so normies like you and me are going to be able to get this no problem. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to drop a like on the video so other normies can find this video. But before I get to the unboxing and what you're going to get included in this, let me just go over a few things that you want to know. This is a dynamic USB end address microphone. End address meaning that it's not picking up anything from the sides. You're going to want to talk directly into the end of the microphone. And this is nice for podcasting, gaming, and streaming because it's not going to pick up a lot of the excess background noise from the side. It's only going to try and pick up what you're having directly in front of it. So with this being said, you're going to want to stand about 2 to 4 inches away from the end of the microphone to get the best audio quality possible. This is also a great alternative for people that don't understand how XLR microphones work and don't have an audio interface. If all of that was gibberish to you, then this is the microphone for you because this is a simple USB plug and play, meaning that they give you a cable, you plug in the cable into the back of your microphone, and then you plug it into the USB port of your computer, and you're up and ready to go. That's literally all I did. No filters or anything. I didn't do any editing. I didn't do any audio processing whatsoever. So this is exactly what it sounds like out of the box. And at any point in this video that you want to check out this microphone, I'm going to leave an Amazon link in the description down below where you can get a better idea and look at it for yourself. So let me show you the unboxing process, what comes with it, and how to set it all up. So right off the bat, you'll see that it comes with the box, it comes with the user's guide, it comes with everything in the middle. But the thing that kind of stood out to me on the left was the outer packaging, and this isn't Fine's fault, but when I ordered it through Amazon, they just put the shipping labels on there and shipped it in that box, which kind of sucks in the first place, but then it was also raining, so the outside box is completely destroyed. Right now, I'm picking up the shock mount, which you're going to place the microphone in later, but I'll show you how to do that. This is the metal ring that attaches to the bottom of the microphone that keeps it in place in the shock mount. You get the USB cord with that. You also get a little mini bonus tripod kind of desk stand. I would recommend switching that out in the future with a boom arm, but I'll put some links in the description below on some boom arms that I recommend. That's the boom arm adapter, which I'll be using in the video later, just so you guys can see how to use it with a different boom arm. But this is the microphone. It looks oddly similar to the Shure SM7B, which is one of my favorite microphones just because it's a sleek, stylish design. But this kind of adds on to it and adds that extra streaming, gaming kind of flair with the RGB colors, as well as the easy push to mute button on top with the gain adjustment knob. So I'm going to quickly show you how to set this up. You're going to want to grab the microphone and you're going to want to shove it through the top part of the shock mount. You can know it's the top because you're going to have some extra gap at the bottom because that's where you're going to have that ring. This ring takes forever to slide on, so I'm going to fast forward in the video, but you're going to be screwing that thing on for a solid 30 seconds, which is nice because you know that it's not going to fall off very easily. It's nice and secure, so it's not going anywhere. Then you have the little knob that you can adjust where the microphone is going to be directed to, and this is the part where you can either put on a boom arm, which I'll show you later in the video, or you can use the little bonus desk stand that comes with it for free, and I'm going to show you what it looks like with the bonus desk stand, so let me set it up real quick. All you have to do is screw it into the bottom. It's really easy. It doesn't really take that much time. Not nearly as much time as screwing in the bottom part of the microphone. But once you've got it all screwed in, you can go ahead and open it up. It has little rubber grips on the bottom so it doesn't go all over the place and slide on your desk, which is kind of nice. But honestly, I would recommend switching this out if you guys have the funds to be able to do so. Like I said, I'm going to put some boom arm recommendations in the description down below so you guys don't have to go on wild witch hunt or goose chase in order to find one that's compatible with this microphone. But this is what it looks like. It looks pretty cool. Let me plug it in for you. So now that it's plugged in, you can see that it's nice and stylish. It's got that nice gaming aesthetic. You got the RGB colors in the background, which is one of my favorite things. You can see that it has a push to mute button. You just barely touch it and it goes red for mute and green to let you know that the microphone is not muted. And then you also see that knob at the top. If you turn that, that adjusts the gain volume, how loud the microphone's going to be. And underneath that on the bottom is a little touch screen kind of little button where you press it and it'll turn the RGB lights on and it'll turn them off. So it's nice to be able to just kind of have those two buttons at ease because those are going to be the two most common things that you're going to have to do with your microphone. If we swing around and take a look at the back side, you can see that there's an input for headphones and then there's an input for your USB cable. The USB cable is kind of annoying with this specific little desk stand, which is why I recommend getting a boom arm because there's not really many places to put it. Like right now, you just kind of have it trailing directly to the USB port like I have pictured. You could probably get creative with it, but with the boom arms, I'm going to show you a little trick on how to keep it nice and neat for all those cable management people out there. But if we swing around, you can kind of see the other side of the microphone. It looks very nice, especially for a microphone that's sitting around the $100 price range. The quality for it, which obviously you're hearing right now, is pretty freaking good for around a $100 mic, and it looks nice. So if you're looking for that gaming aesthetic with the RGB, that ease of access of pushing to mute yourself and then turning on the lights easily while also looking like a professional microphone like the Shure SM7B, this is a great contender for that price range. So I mentioned having the boom arm previously. I'm going to show you guys a little zoom out. This is the crappy boom arm that I have. I'm looking to upgrade mine as soon as possible, but this is the current mic that I'm using right now, and as you can see, it's got a very nice shock mount. The shock mount's better than the one that comes with the Fifine K658, like pictured in the video. But if you can see the cable, it's an XLR cable, and it goes and it runs through the boom arm, which makes cable management super easy, because then I have that cable and I run it through the back of my desk. You can't even see the cable versus this cable that kind of just, you know, it's all over the place, and it's going to be a pain to hide it. So that's why I highly recommend, hey, that's me. So that's why I highly recommend getting a boom arm. So now I'm actually going to use my boom arm with this, because with this microphone, it comes with an adapter to be able to attach to majority of boom arms. So just make sure you check the listings, but the ones in the description down below are going to be compatible. So I put the little adapter in, I screw it in there, I take off my other shock mount from my other microphone, and now I'm just going to screw it into this boom arm. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. All you got to do is just put it in and screw it, make sure it's tight, and then you're good to go. Don't take that out of context. Now that we've got it plugged in, it's looking professional, clean, and crisp. The cable management is much, much better. It could be a little bit better if you want to get some zip ties with it. I know a lot of boom arms come with zip ties nowadays, which is why I need to upgrade so much. Now we got it right in front of our face. We got the nice RGB colors there. We got the push to mute that works. We got it so you can turn it left and right. You can do it up and down. You're gonna have a lot more control on the positioning of the microphone, especially if you want to have it pointed directly towards your mouth, because they recommend having it between 2 to 4 inches away from your mouth, because it is a podcasting and streaming mic, so that way it doesn't pick up a lot of background noise and other kind of noises that you don't want to have. Though my one complaint is the shock mount that it comes with it. It's pretty plastic and it's not very great, but for $100 for the microphone, I feel like the shock mount is kind of just a bonus to have with it. You'll see me go and tap on the boom arm, and I'll give you guys a demonstration. I'll tap on the boom arm right now. So if you can hear that, I'm just tapping on the boom arm, which means that the shock mount for the microphone isn't that great, because if you tap on a boom arm with a good shock mount, you shouldn't be able to hear that, because the shock mount will absorb that sound. But if we take a look at the back, I am now using the audio monitoring feature. So I plug in my headphones in the back of the microphone. It's that easy, and you can hear yourself directly through the microphone, so you know exactly what you sound like. So that way, if you need to get your positioning right, if you need to move back a couple inches, if you need to move forward a couple inches, you can just put your headphones in the back of the microphone, listen to yourself. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So ease of access on that is super, super easy. So at the end of the day, this is a great affordable option for people that can't afford to spend $500 to $800 on the Shure SM7B, as well as not having to deal with the extra headache of needing an audio interface or a cloud lifter or an XLR cable or anything like that. This is just plug and play, super easy to understand. So if you guys want to pick one of these up for yourself, go ahead, check the description down below. I'll have it linked there. Hopefully this video gives you a better idea on how this microphone works. If it did, make sure to drop a like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.